Tuesday morning, 7:30. We're going to do a Facebook Live here and get everybody up to date on, the latest and on what we have going on. Hey there, good morning. Happy Tuesday morning, Facebook. We're talking about a pretty good shot at some strong storms later on, so we'll jump into this Facebook here and go ahead and give everybody a quick update. Had a couple showers, couple rumbles of thunder overnight last night, some heavier rain. As far as damage, though, nothing damaging. Different story for later on today into the afternoon. We'll keep a close eye on that, and we're going to map it all out for you. If you're watching this live, then go ahead and like, comment, share. I'm going to pull up the page over here in a second, and we can I can read your comments, and we can get you up to date. But as far as liking and then sharing it, that just helps the whole Facebook algorithm spread the word. So here we go. That's what we're trying to do, spread the word. Overnight, last night, I'm going to scroll this back just a little bit here. Had some pretty strong storms try to roll through. This is essentially what we were talking about earlier this morning on Good Morning Cleveland. Had some pretty heavy rainfall. It just faded away, just kind of collapsed because storms at night, once they lose what's holding them together, then they fall apart. They lost heat, kind of used up the whole environment's instability and just kind of faded away. So that storm faded away pretty quickly. Now we're starting to talk about, just got the little update that is up. Let me mute this really quickly. Stand by. All right, so I do have your comments pulled up now over here so we can see that. Now, lately, or just recently, within the last couple scans, we got another little pocket of rain. That last one just rolled right along that Route 30 corridor. Now, this one is developing in northern Holmes County and will sort of travel along that same track. We'll still make that pretty much almost straight, if not a little bit northeast track. But what that's doing, what it has, is it's got some downpours with it. No thunder, no lightning with it yet. Nothing's showing up on radar at least, but you may hear a couple rumbles as this tries to roll through Holmes County and eventually into Tuscarawas and southern Stark County. But right now, it's just a couple downpours right along, what is that, Route 62? Route 62 that goes up into Worcester from Holmesville, down through about Millersburg, Benton, Mount Hope, Berlin. We'll keep a close eye on that for sure. But that's not going to be damaging. That's just enough to slow things down a bit. A couple more showers up near Cleveland, up and over the lake, Euclid, Chagrin Falls, Bainbridge, Twinsburg, Solon, Reminderville, Aurora. Lighter rain. That was heavier once it was on the other side, on the west side of the map there. So that's a couple things that really show the trend of what's happening with all of this. I'll roll this back a bit. You see how they just roll through. They use up all their moisture and just fade away. So there we go. That's what we're looking at as far as this morning is concerned. As far as later on is concerned, we've got this threat area as far as everybody's going to get some thunderstorms through the day. But as far as the strongest storms that can produce damage, I do think we'll have isolated damage reports. Nothing widespread. Most of us will not have damage reports, but isolated numbers could easily get some damage. And it's all because of essentially this system that's well to the south. This is where we're talking about. The main batch of thunderstorms is going to be well south of the Ohio River, but we're along this boundary, along this cold front, and this cold front is hanging out. I'm going to see if I can draw this on here for us. Let me show you the setup for what we have. That's not. Let's see here. This is what we're looking at. There's a low up here, and there's a cold front right here. This cold front is going to sag in here, and it's going to set up a wall essentially right here. And that's where we're going to keep all these storms and all this moisture just kind of rolling right along that. So the farther south we are, that's where we have that better shot for thunderstorms. So we've got an isolated shot for damage, but I still think the strongest storms are going to stay well south of us. That doesn't mean we're not going to have strong storms, but the strongest storms will stay to the south. Nashville, Atlanta, stretching back over to about New Orleans. Realistically, that's a huge swath of some pretty soupy air. Now, as far as us right now, we've got some soupy air in place. It looks okay. You can see that rain up over the lake. I love this camera. We just got this camera on top of the Hilton. Thank you, Hilton, for letting us put it up there. Beautiful shot of the lake. This is going to help us out a ton in winter also with lake effect. I'm really excited about this, but it gives us a good shot of what's coming out there and what is out there. And you can you see my mouse out there? Yeah, you can see it. I think so at least. But you've got some rain shafts up over the lake. Those will not stay up over the lake. We'll get those sinking south as that cold front tries to settle on through. As far as getting through the day today, I think it's going to be mainly in our southern counties where you hold on to those low 70s, if not mid 70s, where you have that better shot for thunder. When that front sets in, those winds shift a little bit, and look at the numbers dropping off into the 60s for Cleveland. They will not drop off into the 60s for Akron, Canton, anybody south. Now, as that colder air settles in, drops us into the 60s and then 50s overnight tonight. You see those dew points at 59? That's a lot of moisture in the air. Colder air just squeezes, kind of like wringing out a cloth. It squeezes moisture out. So that's when we're going to deal with more rain overnight as this colder air tries to move on in here. Here's the widespread system. Here is, you can see this, see the wind flow up here in Michigan. See how it's wrapping around that low? That low is up near the top of the glove, top of the mitten. We've got that wrapping around that. So we've got this settling across the area, and it's going to keep most of this to the south. As far as right now, we don't have that across the area yet. So we still have that shot, and we're seeing those couple storms pop up, especially near Millersburg and back and then behind it. But we'll keep a close eye on these. I don't think these are going to be damaging or even really cause too much of a headache, just those bursts of heavy rain that roll through. 9 o'clock to noon. We should be drying things out. Notice where that boundary sets up, though. 66 Elyria, 67 Norwalk, 75 for New Philly. That front will be hanging out essentially along that 71 corridor and then just kind of stretch up toward Ashtabula. As that happens, watch what happens into the afternoon. You see those storms develop and then roll right up and kind of follow just south of that wall. That cold front will act like a wall and keep things south. So if you're north, I think you've got some showers through the day, and that's about it, showers in 60s. If you're south, you've got 70s and the potential for some damaging thunderstorms. Tonight, that front swings through, clears all the severe threat, the damage threat out of here, and it just brings us a couple showers, wrings out our moisture, and it really cools us off for the next couple of days. In that process, anytime cold air is going to replace this warm, kind of humid air, you're going to get thunderstorms. And I think our best shot for damage is going to be from the heavy rain, maybe some flooding. That's our biggest concern, and lightning, so some power outages. Wind and hail, I think, yes, some of the strong storms will have some pretty gusty winds, but this isn't going to be a system like what they're seeing down south, so we're not talking about, tornadoes, we're not talking about, no huge gusts or anything, but isolated, the strongest storms could have some winds gusting maybe over 50 to about 60. Hail, possible. It's not the best likelihood, but it's definitely possible. After today's scattered storms, these afternoon strong storms, we'll drop it down. We'll bring the rain in tonight, end it early tomorrow morning, drop the numbers into the 40s, 51 for a high tomorrow. We get down into the 30s Wednesday night, Thursday morning. We'll bring rain back late Thursday after what should be a pretty nice day. Friday's looking pretty soggy, mid-50s. Rain comes back again late Saturday. Sunday's looking pretty soggy, mid-50s for our Mother's Day, and then we can finally try to dry it out and warm it up a little bit early next week. But for the most part, we're just looking at a pretty cool little pattern flip here. I had a tweet from a buddy just a little bit ago asking about how this is probably one of the slowest warm-ups we've had in a while. We had that burst of warmth early, but yeah, it really hasn't been a very warm, warm spring by any means. Jim, you got to go south, man. If you want to see a tornado, go south. That's why we don't chase here. It's just not. It's not safe. It's extremely unsafe because it is so hilly and the roads are not on a grid by any means. So, will these produce tornado? A very isolated shot that anything locally does. I think the best shot is going to be south of the Ohio River. It's just way too hilly around here for chasing, or if you want to go see anything. Will hail damage my plants? It's possible. I mean, some of these storms, it could be strong enough. In Medina, probably not. You look like you're probably far enough north. So not likely, but it's possible. If these storms do get 1-inch size hail, in order for damage to happen, you need 1-inch hail or larger. These storms are they're going to really have to get strong if we're going to get up to 1-inch hail. Can't rule it out, but it's not the best likelihood. I think heavy rain and lightning are our biggest concerns. That seems like it's most of the questions, which means hopefully I answered most of the questions when we went through this timeline here. I'll go through it one more time, this Futurecast, and we'll take it out, hour by hour, and just show you what we have going on. It's a little bit off. It's actually a lot off. I'm going to see if I can go to a different model. Oh, this one just updated. That's why it's off. Okay, so take about an hour off here, and we've got these storms rolling through here. Should be clearing by 9 to noon. We're dry, and then there's lunchtime. We'll start to see those storms starting to really build south of us. That line, as that tries to slowly lift north into that cold front, that's when we'll start to see our potential for severe weather. Best shot probably between 2 and 4, and then things try to fade away. So that's our best likelihood for strong storms is going to be between 2 and 4 before fading away this evening. And then it looks like it's just rain overnight. The severe stuff as well south of us. It looks like it's just showers once you get into the overnight hours. All right, so not today, Jimmy. More Oklahoma will not be getting the tornadoes today. You sound like a storm chaser, man. You need to. You studied science. I just look at your little profile real quick. Good stuff. Studied science in college. Good stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Email me, trent.magill@wews.com, and we can connect. I'll teach you some stuff about thunderstorms and tornadoes. Sounds like you got a passion. I love it. I used to chase storms. Did it for years in college. So, all right. With that, 7:42. I got to get ready for our next little cut in here during Good Morning America. Thank you guys so much for watching this Facebook Live. If you could help us out and spread the word, like it, throw a comment, or share it. Sharing is probably the best way to spread the word. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.